Hey, Eli here. Today I got a fun video for you. I've got the Fujifilm 16-55 2.8 version 2. It is very compact. It's 410 grams and it's a great pairing with the X-T5 and the Reflex Labs mini flash. And so I used this over Christmas. I used it for a bachelor party trip with my brothers around Oregon, and then yeah, a lot around the house. So just really trying to put it through its paces. Today I want to give you the pros and cons. Pros being it's small, cons being a few little things like distortion, which is corrected in Lightroom. The other con for me would be this aperture ring does not have like a C command dial, so where I can use the command dial, it's only auto that locks into place. And so I could not find a way for me to use a dial on auto, which makes sense. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's in there. If you know how to do that, drop it in the comments. That would be very grateful. The aperture ring is very close to the focus ring, so my big dumb hands have been bumping it a lot. I could always just tape it off because I'd probably just use this at 2.8, so which is fine. I love gaff tape and it works great for me. But yeah, very compact, very small, even at 55, it's great. The zoom ring is pretty soft, which is fine. Yeah, but it's pretty consistent throughout as I move it, which is probably what you want more than anything. Didn't really bump it, it won't come out, it won't creep out, which is great. Yeah, overall, awesome lens. Yeah, really love it. I paid $1,200 for it, and yeah, I think it's a keeper for me. And it's just a great kit to have around the house, in the living room, or just take with me. I put it in a camera bag, throw it in the truck. It's very small, light, and compact. And I love Fuji's high ISO, so I just basically set this to auto ISO, and then I controlled my other settings, and I was very impressed. So today we're going to jump through some images on the computer. You can download some of these images and just see for yourself. I got a pretty good range of, just indoor, outdoor, wide and tight, and some portraits, some bokeh tests, and just let you see for yourself if this lens might be for you. I originally did use the Sigma variant, which I don't think is the same focal length. I can't remember, but I did find it soft and just not to my liking. It was small and compact, but this is pretty darn close. I have not used the original version of this lens, but I've used quite a bit of Fuji's lenses, and I find it to be extremely sharp for my testing and good enough for me. So let's jump into the computer and let's look at those images. Okay, here we are in Lightroom. I'm going to start out with a JPEG. It has baked-in sharpening, and you're going to be able to download a lot of these images, and you can see for yourself the RAWs. But here's a JPEG. You can see the baked-in sharpening looking pretty good. It's APS-C, but I'm very impressed with this lens in itself. And here we are, another image that is flashed, and we can see extremely sharp, 800 ISO, and then one from Christmas. And this is edited. It's an edited JPEG, but we're looking pretty sharp all around. But yeah, all right, let's jump into some distortion. Here we can see there's a lot of barrel distortion, and when we do correct for it, we do lose some of the image, but it is a 16mm focal length here, and so that's what would be expected. And here you go. These will be available for download, so you can really just put them to the test. And I love the colors out of this. Went up to the snow, and I kept this at 2.8 pretty much 90% of the time. You can see here, pretty darn sharp, some great resolution, and just great colors. Just gonna power through these as fast as I can. Looking great. Right there. It's a fun one. And here we can see my truck, the door handles. Pretty darn sharp. Maybe a little less sharp down on the corners here. We're at 31mm. And this is a little bit backlit and a little bit of flare coming up in here. You can it kind of gets green, which is kind of fun. I like it. I don't hate it. And 10,000 ISO. I just love Fuji's green. It just has this really nice look to it. It's not getting any like crazy color artifacts. And I did push this image, third of a stop, and I just love the color. The shadows really get blue, and of course a lot of that's just DSoft, my favorite film simulation. But yeah, these are all edited with my everything preset that I just launched. But you'll be able to put your own preset on it and see what you think. Okay, here we are at 1200 ISO, or 1200 ISO. Looking pretty great. Yeah, very impressed. I can always run noise resolution reduction if I want, but don't need to. And the shed test, these lines are nice and sharp, looks great, and I'm very happy with that. And at 55mm, we do get still a good amount of loss and distortion. which I'm kind of surprised by, but it is there. And 10,000 ISO. Yeah, very impressed. Yeah, I just keep this thing on auto ISO, and I'm most of the times blown away. And we're out in the backyard looking for deer tracks. Nice and sharp right there. Really impressed. Let's turn that lens profile on and off. We can see. There we go. And the distance still pretty sharp. I'm impressed. Yeah, for this lens, it's pretty good. That's at 2.8. Okay. Nice and sharp. Here's some flare. It does wash out, so you will lose some, image quality there, but I love lens flares. Prefer they don't wash out, but I'm fine with it. If this isn't too bad, I can still see some sharpness here, and I've got some detail. So, but yeah, it's a nice, pretty flare. I got a little bit of rainbow here. Yeah, I like it. And we did have some pretty good light here. Sunset. Yep, nice and sharp. And this is where I was really impressed with the macro capability. It's just a little soft over here, but right here, there's still a lot of detail. And yeah, just pretty cool. Very impressed. We'll get into some macro stuff at the end as well. Love it. Looks great. And this lens profile on and off. Okay. Nice and sharp. Here's our greenhouse. Looks great. Yeah, nice and sharp around here. And some distortion on that one. Yeah, you could definitely use it. That's at 16. This is a good one for lens distortion as well. Really going to correct a lot. You can see maybe it pulls a little too hard right here on the edges. Could fine tune that, but good enough. And here's just some like not great images that focus back here, but I like to include things that aren't perfect. So you can drop them into Lightroom and see how they edit. This one again, also Fuji's not the best focusing body, but right back here it focused. And this one did focus on my brother in the front. Right there. And here are some kind of landscapey ones. I focused straight in the middle here. Looks like it came right down here. So getting a little bit of weird funkiness on the edges, but I probably should have shot this at a higher aperture, 4 or something. There's that 3.2. And yeah, still, it's okay. Distance, it's probably not going to be insane. Pretty sharp right there at the f3.2. Right in here. And a portrait of me at 1600 ISO. So really good. Yeah, it's very sharp. Focused on my eyes. And Chris. Nice and sharp right here at 6400 ISO. And here are some flash, some late night hangs. 400 ISO. Very sharp. And then these will be included. You can download these and just kind of pixel peep all you want. 2.8. Look at some distortion on that. Right there. And I'm just going to kind of skip through these kind of quick. Let's see. Yeah, that was at 3.2. And again, these will be able. You can download these, check them out for yourself. But you can see the ice forming right here. All right, some more portraits. Oh, I'll say portraits, just candid shots. Nice and sharp. And direct light, looking at the camera, you can see his eyes right there, eyelashes, very sharp. I wouldn't say that this is comparable to, my R5s are a bit sharper, but they are full frame. So right here, you can see on his eyelashes. And brother here, looks like it focused on his ear, but maybe right here. So for focusing, this lens is better than most, but you know, it's not the best system for autofocus. All right, we're just here, Portland, just messing around. And just found some fun spots to shoot. Looking pretty sharp. And eyes are nice and sharp here. His teeth. And just me. My glasses are nice and sharp. And here is a good one for distortion. See what we're getting out of that. Perfect. And I just saw some nice colors. So I want to see. I did notice that there's still, I mean, there's distortion all the way through every focal length, which is interesting to me. You do think at the long end it wouldn't have it, but and just kind of some up close photos. And then this is just a fun bokeh test. See. Yeah, a lot of lines, but still pretty great. So I'm fine with it. And then a really wide one with some lens flare. Yeah, we can see it starting to wash out in the middle, getting a little bit of that kind of green, rainbowy look right here, which is cool. Another one. This is at 55, and we can see that distortion. You look at that building and look down here. So weird to me. I don't get it. You think that would just be, you wouldn't have an issue, but I guess you do. And just messing around here. Pretty sharp up here. All right, and some macro stuff. I don't know if I'd call it macro, but just very close focusing. I was super impressed. This knife is very small, and look at these lines on this. This is the Jack Wolf, Big Bro Jack. It's pretty impressive. It's getting these little lines. And here's a full scale image, so you can see. This is about, just about 7 inches maybe. And the resolution on here is just, it's really great. These are at f4.5. And getting even closer at an angle. Nice and sharp, a lot of detail right in here. You can see where it was focused. And then zoom out real quick. All right, and then look at this blade, this grind. I mean, it's crazy how much detail there is in there. So cool. And the steel, yeah, really impressed. All right, and then let's see, another wide one. And then different knife. This one has a lot of detail on it. So the full knife, you can just see little dings. Barely right there, and the logo, and the coating, really impressed. And then as we get closer, yeah, just, that's impressive. Really cool. It's like if you're shooting products or something, I'm super impressed with that. That's, yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, that's really cool. One last image right here. Yeah, wow, pretty cool. All right, in conclusion, I would just say this is an awesome kit. You could pair this with any camera body, but I think that this is a good pairing with the grip from Small Rig. It just has a good weight balance. It sits flat on a table, like perfectly. It feels great in the hand, and just you can hold it one-handed, no problem. And yeah, just really cool. Most of all, this is just a fun kit to use. Like I could go out and use my 24-70 on my Canon R5 and probably have better like results for focus and stuff. But looking through this and seeing the edited image, I put Astia Soft in here and a little bit of a tone curve. It's just way more fun. You get like that vibrancy out of it, the color. When you see it through there, you're like, wow, that pops. It's really pretty. And it pretty much is very similar to what I edit like when I look through this lens. And I could use the JPEGs if I wanted, which is cool. But yeah, overall, fun kit. I would really recommend this for a Fuji user if this is what you use on a daily basis, hands down. Yeah, no brainer. And if you're just looking for a fun kit to capture your family or travel or just, something just to be small, I think it's great. I pair it with the, or have paired it with the 27mm pancake lens, and then I have the 70-300mm, the cheaper one, I guess. And I really like this lens. This lens is fun as well. So very small, compact, but this all fits in one little bag, and I can take it everywhere with one flash and an extra battery, and I can shoot for, gosh, forever, for the most part. USB-C cable, and just plug this thing in, and I'm ready to go. So thanks for watching. Go check it out. It's really cool. I paid $1,200 for this, and I think it's worth every penny, in my opinion. It's small, compact, and sharp. So thanks for watching. Have a good day. See ya.